We start our engagement with a new prospect with what we call a discovery session. We sit down with the owner and their lead technical person, who is usually the office manager, and talk about what issues they're having and why. Usually, during this conversation, I have voiced some of the same concerns that they have, and so that has really been the key to my success. So, in essence, I'm validating their concerns about their current provider. I see things that people have done with technology that just don't make any sense, and I've been at this long enough to know and can figure out why they did it that way. It's usually just a matter of a bad fit or lack of communications between the vendor and the client. The second thing I do to alleviate their concerns is we give a 90-day unconditional money-back guarantee on everything we do. So let's say they sign a 3-year agreement and on day 89 they get cold feet and they don't want to move forward. We roll back everything we did and we give them their money back. So when I go into a discovery, the first thing I'm telling people is that we're auditioning here. I'm not automatically willing to do business with you and any more than you are willing to do business with me. We're both evaluating the situation. I'm looking for a partnership, not just a customer. And so what's very important is that we have similar ideologies about technology. Our ideology is that technology is a business advantage, not an expense. That technology is important, critical to business success. And we're looking for companies that want to grow and realize that technology is important. But I'm also looking for companies who are willing to let me do my job. When I'm working with a new prospect, I'm evaluating if I can be successful and what it's going to cost me to be successful. I don't want unhappy clients, and I don't want to lose money on a client. And the client is typically evaluating the same things. I'm not willing to water down our offering to make a couple extra dollars. When we onboard a new prospect to turn them into a client, we go in to standardize their network and fix the immediate issues that need to be fixed, and we're going to make their network stable. And then we're going to put ourselves in a position to never be unstable again. That's the first thing. The second thing we do that's a big advantage over our competition is that our approach is always starting from a business side and not the technology side. I don't go rushing out trying to get my clients to buy the latest, greatest, plastic, fantastic gadget. My question comes down to, okay, you looked at this new technology. How is that going to make your business better? How can we use that technology to make your business more productive, more profitable? If I can answer those questions, or if we can answer those questions successfully, then we move ahead with the new technology. But it's very important that in everything that we do, we set proper goals, objectives, and a target so that we know when we're done with the project and that we have been successful for our clients. The third thing that is an advantage for us over our competition is the way we organize our support teams. Many of our peers and competitors are one-man shops. The guys work out of the trunk of his car, and that's great if you're working with him because you're getting very personal attention. But if he gets hit by a bus or moves to Hawaii or is stuck on a big problem on another client site, you're just out of luck. On the other end of the scale, we're working with large companies that have we're competing with large companies that have 30 to 40 engineers and a help desk that's now in the Philippines. And the field guy that you get that day is whoever's closest to you. And he doesn't know anything about what you're dealing with. He doesn't know your site. He's asking you 10,000 questions that you already answered to the guy on the phone. We try to get somewhere in the middle, where we give you the depth of bench that the big company does so that you have multiple people that know your site, and also restrict it to a small team of 2 to 3 guys so that they can have intimate knowledge of not just your technology but how your company operates. And we know, for instance, that a certain customer will come in at 8 o'clock in the morning, and so if they have an open ticket from the night before, we can call them at 8 o'clock. We also know that other customers don't come in before 9, so there's no sense in calling them. And we know that some guys go home at 4, some go home at 5:30, and we know that on Saturday afternoon the business owner is going to be in there doing something with his computer and going to place a call to us, and we need to take care of it. The final advantage that we have over our competition is that we own a retail store that services smartphones and tablets and game consoles and laptops and desktops, both PC and Mac. And everyone in the company spends time working the front end and learning about my definition of what spectacular customer service is. So those are the keys. Build personal relationships, provide depth of bench so that several people are familiar with your company, and spectacular customer service.